Hey, what's up, dudes and dudesses? This is my metal CD collection, part 5. But this one is mostly going to deal with punk rock and hardcore music and alternative music and hardcore punk. Alright, so here we go. This is just compilations. This one is Chicago Presents with the Bull Weevils and 88 Fingers Louie. Very, very good punk bands. It's Chicago versus Amsterdam. It's a very, very short compilation. A few orientations on here too. This one is Hopelessly Devoted to You sampler. This is a very good punk rock sampler from Hopeless Records. It's Guttermouth, Digger, Falling Sickness, Nobodies, White Caps, other bands. It's really good. Next is Punkorama, Volume 3. That one is mostly punk rock. Next is the Misfits Collection. I think this is Volume 2 collection. Yeah, Collection 2 CD. That's the back of it from the Misfits. Next is the Misfits, Walk Among Us. Next is the band Goldfinger. It's a very good CD if you like pop punk from the early 90s. It's a self-titled LP. Next is Green Day, Kerplunk. I love this LP. Love old school Green Day. Next is Punk Chunks, Volume 2 compilation. Punk Chunks. It's pretty good. Next is Punkorama, Volume 5. Punk rock compilation. Next is For the Kids compilation. This has hardcore music and punk rock on it. A little bit of alternative. 28 tracks of punk and hardcore action. This is Indecision Records, Revelation Records, and Equal Vision Records. It's a really good compilation. Really, really good. If you're into like punk and hardcore. Next is Punkorama Volume 6. It's half decent from 2001. Next is Serial Killer compilation. And yes, that is two lesbians getting it on, which is cool. This is a punk rock compilation from Fearless Records. Serial Killer compilation. It's pretty good. They got nice tits. Anyway. Next is Punk Bites Volume 2 from Fearless Records. It's very good for like pop punk from the 90s. Next is Pure Punk Rock Punkcore Records 20-track label sampler. This is just straight up punk rock. This is not pop punk. This has The Casualties, The Virus, Defiance, Self-Destruct, Lower Class Brats, The Unseen, and A Global Threat, and other bands. That's just straight up punk rock. This one's called Punkcore Record Sampler 1. It's called. Next is Fearless Records, Punk Bites Volume 1. It's really good. Has the Vandals, White Caps, 10-Foot Pole, No Use for a Name, Nobodies, Diesel Boy. It's really good. 30-Foot Fall. Next is a punk rock compilation, Go-Kart Records, Go-Kart versus the Corporate Giant, Volume 2. And let's see, we have Down by Lawn here, the Buzzcocks, Anti-Flag, and other bands. It's pretty good. Next is a Green Day Geek Stink Breath EP. And this has like 3 songs on it. Next is my favorite from them. That's Green Day Dookie. I love this fucking LP. It's very good. Next is the Fearless Flush Sampler punk rock compilation. It's very, very good. This one is not punk rock, but I want to put this because this is my favorite movie. This is the Star Wars trilogy soundtrack from John Williams. I love Star Wars. Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, and Star Wars. All music from all three movies. I know it's not punk, but I had to put that in there. Next is punk rock compilation called Fat Music, Volume 5, I think. From, I think it's from Fat Records. Yeah, it is. Fat Records. It says Good Riddance, Dillinger 4, The Lawrence Arms, No Effects. Next is, this one's good. Cinema Beer Belly, punk rock compilation. Has Bad Religion on here and other bands. Diesel Boy. Next is Live Fat Die Young, Fat Music punk rock compilation. I think that's volume 5 from Fat Records. Next is NewRedArchives.com, I think. At War with Society punk rock compilation. This one's pretty good. Yeah, At War with Society compilation. It's very good, I should say. UK Subs and other bands are on there. This one's really, really good. This is Rodent Popsicle Records. Another Boston punk compilation. And this one's just straight up punk rock. It's very, very good. Rodent Popsicle Records. All Boston bands. Next is Green Day Insomniac LP. Next is Punkorama Volume 7. Next is Nitro Records, The Thought Remains the Same punk rock compilation. Next is Fat Music for Fat People punk rock compilation Volume 1. It's really good. Next is Subsidy Records, Take Action punk rock compilation. It's very good. Next is Someone's Gonna Get Their Head to Believe in Something. This is from Bio Records. Youth Brigade, Social Distortion, Rigor Mortis, 7 Seconds. Really good hardcore punk on there. Next is Fat Music Volume 3, Physical Fatness, Fat Records punk rock compilation. Next is called Shaking in the Pit compilation. This is ska bands and punk rock bands only. Shaking in the Pit. That's the back of it. This is from Hopeless Records. Next is Punkzilla punk rock compilation. This one is from Nitro Records. It's half decent. Next is Hopelessly Devoted to You Volume 3, Hopeless Records punk rock compilation and alternative bands. This one is New School Records, Shut the Punk Up Volume 2 punk rock compilation. It's New School Records. This one's really good. This is Don't Be Scared punk rock compilation from Fearless Records. Dynamite Boy, At the Drive-In, Big Wig, 30 Foot Fall. It's really, really good. Check that out for stuff like that. And this one's really, really good too. It's Overexposed compilation 31 tracks. This has punk rock and hardcore bands on it. It's from Go-Kart Records. It's really, really good if you're into like shit like that. It's really good. Next is Punkorama Volume 2. Pretty good. This one's good. Punkorama Volume 4. Straight out of the pit. That is from, I can't pronounce that, but that's the record company right there. That's Pennywise, Cully, H2O, Refused, Voodoo Glow Skulls, other bands, NoFX is on there. Next is Punkorama Volume 1 compilation. Rancid, NoFX, Tenfold Pole. Next is Go-Kart versus the Corporate Giant Volume 3 from Go-Kart Records. It's a punk rock compilation. Next is Cinema Beer Nuts, the original punk rock taste compilation. This one's good. And this one's from Hopeless Records. This one is Fat Music Volume 6, I think. Life in the Fat Lane. Fat Records punk rock compilation. It's a record label. Next is Punk Chunks Volume 1 punk rock compilation. And this one is from Lame Ass Records, I think it's called. Yeah, lameassrecords.com. All different record companies. Good Riddance is on there. Big Wig, Tenfold Pole, 88 Fingers Louie, Buck 09. Okay, next is what is this one? As a Matter of Fact compilation. Punk rock compilation. Other stuff. Good Riddance is on there. Strung Out. And this is from, again, Fearless Records. This one's pretty good. Next one is Hopelessly Devoted to You Volume 2. Punk rock and alternative bands on here. Compilation from Hopeless Records. And the last one is Fat Records punk rock compilation. Survival of the Fattest. Fat Records presents. See the back of it. This is Volume 2. This one's pretty good. And that is all my CDs. That one was part 5. I hope you like it. Take care.